high side. Murphy shooting, save a rebound on the view.
Hey everyone, this is Casey. You are watching the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. The Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off of their well-deserved bye week. They are 6-2. They are currently in first in the AFC North. And they will also get a break from being on primetime as they will have a Sunday afternoon matchup with the Washington Commanders. I know it feels weird saying this in 2024, but this is a big test for the Steelers squad. The Commanders are 7-2, and they are on top of the NFC East, and we are 1-1 against the division thus far, and this is probably going to be the hardest challenge in this whole division. So let's get right into it. The Commanders' offense is going to be a tough nut to crack, as they are one of the top offenses in the NFL. As a unit, the Commanders are fourth in terms of points per game at 29.2, third in yards per game, and fourth and third down conversions. This is due in large part to who I think is a prime Rookie of the Year candidate in Jaden Daniels. Last week against the Giants, he threw for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. Throughout the season, Daniels has thrown 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and his offensive line has been a big help for him, especially last week when they gave up 0 sacks to the number 1 sack-producing team. A weapon to watch out for from the Commanders is Terry McLaurin. He only had 2 catches for 19 yards last week, but both of those catches were in the end zone. A receiver of Hail Marys, Noah Brown, has been one of the more reliable receivers, and he had 5 catches for 60 yards against the Giants. Last week, the Commanders were without Brian Robinson, so Chris Rodriguez filled in the void with 52 yards rushing, while Daniels had 35 of his own, and Austin Eckler was able to run for 42 and a touchdown. The Steelers' offense will be coming off of a bye, and Russell Wilson has given the Steelers' passing game life in his first 2 starts. In 2 games, he has had 3 touchdowns and averaged 271 yards. Najee Harris was heading into the bye week with 3 straight 100-plus yard games, including 114 rushing yards 2 weeks ago, and averaging 74 yards a game and 2 touchdowns thus far. One guy who is happy that Wilson is at QB is George Pickens. He is coming off of back-to-back 70-plus yard games, and his supporting actors in Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson have also been filling the stat sheets, and they will soon be joined by former Jets wide receiver Mike Williams during the trade deadline. The tight end, Pat Freiermuth, has had a decent first half with 3.3 receptions per game, 33 yards a game, and 2 touchdowns. During their 3-game winning streak, heading into the bye, the offense is putting up an average of 32 points on the board. The offensive line still has some kinks to work out, and because they did give up 21 sacks, but there is still the fact that they are currently injured as all hell, and they are young, and they need to step up this second half of the year, starting on Sunday. I talked about the Commanders' offense being among the best, and they will be going up against one of the top defenses in the league. The Steelers' defense is first in the league in the red zone, and they are second in the league in points per game. However, they do not perform as hot on third down, as they finish just outside the top 10 in that department. They forced 2 turnovers last week against the Giants, with a TJ Watt strip sack and recovery, as well as another Beanie Bishop interception. The passing defense held up the first half of the season with more interceptions, 10, than passing touchdowns given up, 8. And Daniels and the offensive line will have to look out for the Steelers' pass rush. They had 19 sacks in the first half of the season, including 4 in their last affair against the Giants. Throughout the first half of the year, the rushing defense has only allowed 4 yards per carry. However, they did give up a season-high 157 yards on the ground against the Giants. Cam Hayward was fuming after that performance, and the defense has had more than enough time to rest. At the trade deadline, they brought in former Packer Preston Smith as the edge rusher position. The Commanders' defense looks to fix some issues themselves, especially in their rushing defense, as they are third to last in yards per carry overall and dead last in yards per carry from running backs. The passing defense is not much better, as they are in the bottom 8 in completion rate, allowed at 68%. It is part of the reason why they traded for Marshawn Lattimore, but he will not be able to participate this week due to his hamstring injury. But just like the Giants, you have to look out for their pass rush. They have 24 sacks thus far, and they blitz on 30.5% of plays, while the NFL average is 29%. This is a game set up for primetime football, but it's set for a 1 o'clock kickoff time. Both teams have a high-powered offense. Both teams have defenses that have holes they need to patch up. And this is one of these games that is going to be hard to predict, and it could go either way. Predictions are going to be mixed throughout the board, but I'm going to say that the Steelers take this one 30-28. It's going to be a close one. Expect some fireworks. Now, last season I did a charity drive where I did 17 different charities in 14 different cities throughout the Steelers season because I wanted to highlight people that are doing great things everywhere. For the Washington Commanders, I decided to do the Capital Area Food Bank. Founded in 1979, the Capital Area Food Bank provides everyone in the metropolitan Washington with access to good, healthy food by partnering with 400 nonprofit organizations in D.C. and the surrounding region. Together, they have provided more than 50 million meals to almost 500,000 area residents every year. They also address the root causes of hunger through multiple education programs, and they innovate in innovative service delivery partnerships. Also, I will put in a link to the American Red Cross as they continue with rescue efforts for both Hurricanes Helene and Milton. The links will be posted along with a charity for each team going forward. But that's going to do it for me. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. Depending on when I'll get back, I might be a little late for the Washington Commanders stream because I do have a lunch to volunteer to. I'll see whether or not I can get Illogical Canadian to take over for the first hour or so. If not, it might be a late start to the stream. So bear with me, and I hope you guys understand. But that's going to do it for me. Until we meet again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and as always, let's go Steelers.